Hello everyone and very good afternoon once again. So welcome back to the today's session, and in today's session we are going to discuss inequalities. So welcome everyone. I am CA Gaurav Chopra on the behalf of ICAI. I welcome you all to the today's amazing session. So now let's see who all are live with us. Sejal Jha is now the first one today to comment. That's great. So good afternoon everyone. Sejal, Jyoti, Shambhavi, Suman, Ajit, Ghosh, Chetan, Bhumika, and all others. Good afternoon, everyone. So, in today's session, we are going to discuss the one of the easiest chapter, which is inequality. Inequality. Yes, some more are like Salim, Kartiki, Vanshika, Kaushik, Rithi Patil. Great. So now, what is the meaning of the term inequality? So like when we talk about the general terms, we always discuss about equality. Okay, like when something is equal, like equations. Whenever we talk about the whenever it is the linear or quadratic, we basically use the term equations. But whenever the two things are not equal, when two things are not equal, we normally use greater than or less than sign. We use greater than or less than sign. That is basically known as inequality. So what is the meaning of the term inequality? Inequality are the statements where two quantities are unequal. The two quantities are unequal, they are different, but there exists a relationship. There exists a relationship between them. That is simply known as inequality. Many times we compare like x is greater than y. X is greater than y. This greater than sign is known as inequality. Or sometimes we say 2x plus 5 is less than y. So again we are comparing, and this time y is greater as compared to x. So such symbols are known as inequalities. Inequalities. Great. Many more are live with us now. Anitha, Manitha, Manmohan, Logeshwaran, Manisha, Sumit, Jasprit, Dhairya Verma, Rupam, Ritu, Neetu, Ruchita, Khushi, Tamiz, Rohini, Divyashri, Dharmendra, Shifa, Balasan, Siddhant, Karan, Nikita, Mayur, Sakshi, Barna, Karishma, Shikha, and Gopal. Okay, so welcome to you everyone once again. So we are doing inequalities. So whenever we are comparing two or more than two things, but we are having always left hand side and right hand side, and in between, if we are using the symbol greater than or less than, then it is basically known as inequality. Also, we can use the symbol greater than equal to or even less than equal to. So all these are known as inequalities. All these are known as inequalities. So whenever we are talking about inequality, there exists a relationship between them, whether it is a one variable or whether it is two variable. So first of all, let us discuss the simplest thing, like how we can mark the given values on the graph, how to plot them. So any linear function which involves an inequality sign is known as the linear inequality. What this statement says, any linear function that involves an inequality sign. So whenever inequality sign is involved, that is known as linear inequality. So it can be one variable or even more than one variable. One variable or even more than one variable. Okay. So now let us mark if we are having x as greater than 0. If we are having x greater than 0 and there is a number line, this is, let's say, the number line, In between it is 0. On right hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4. On left hand side, -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. So this is the number line, and we have to plot x greater than 0. That means here x is not exactly equal to 0, but it is more than 0. So we have to mark the area which is more than 0. So let us mark from here. So we can take a bit of space from 0. We can take a gap from 0 and then start, because x is not exactly equal to 0. So that is why we have left some space. We have left some space. But if it was exactly 0, then we could start from 0. Let's say if we are having x as less than equal to 0. Now equal to is also included here. Equal to is also included. So let us mark this. 1, 2, 3, 4. On right hand side, -1, -2, -3, -4 on left hand side. Now we have to simply mark again less than equal to 0. Now 0 is also included. So we will begin from 0 this time. We will begin from 0 this time. All right. So this is a small difference where less than or less than equal to is given, or greater than equal to is given. So we have to keep a small margin, not a greater one. All right. Great. Okay, so 2 students are joining first time live session. That is great. One is Manitha and second one is Chetna. Okay, welcome Chetna and Manitha. So now we are going to discuss what about the terminology, how we use the terms here. The values of the variable that satisfy an inequality are known as the solution space. Okay, what is a solution space? Solution space means the values of the variable that satisfy an inequalities. Whenever the values are satisfying the inequality, then it is known as the solution space. And in short, it can be written as SS. It can be written as SS. All right. Now, if we consider two variables instead of one, if we consider two variables, then what will happen? So let's say we are given the next example, and the equation is 3x plus y is less than 6. So here x and y, two variables are available. Two variables are available. So whenever there is two variables, we have to plot the graph. We have to plot the graph. So let us draw one graph here. Okay, so this is the graph, and on the graph we already know there is one x-axis, and on opposite side it is x dash. On top it is y, and on bottom it is y dash. Then this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, then third one, and at last it is the fourth quadrant. So these are the all four quadrants. All right. Now we can see that how to mark this. On x-axis, these are the positive side, +1, +2, +3. On y-axis, this is the positive side, +1, +2, +3, and so on. Then these are -1, -2, -3. That is the negative value of x. And at bottom, we are having negative value of y. So this is the basic thing which we already know, but we are just revising. So in first quadrant, we already know that x is positive and y also positive. In second one, x is negative, but y will be positive. In third one, both are negative. And in fourth one, x is positive and y is negative. So these are the all four quadrants. All right. Now see what we have to do. Now we are discussing how we will mark the things, how we will plot the things. So let us make one more graph. Okay, this is the graph. And now if we are supposed to mark value of x which is greater than equal to 0. Whenever we have to mark value of x which is greater than equal to 0. So value of x will always be parallel to y-axis. So let's say we have to mark x greater than equal to 0. That means y can be anything, but x should be greater than equal to 0. So what will be the required area? This whole thing will be the required area, or this one. So this is the major thing which we have to see whenever we are talking about x-axis or y-axis. We have to be clear in our mind like what should be greater than 0. So if we are talking about, let's use a different color. Okay, this one. This is the value which is more than 0. That means this is for the x-axis. This green portion is basically x which is greater than equal to 0. And the red portion, this red portion says basically y is greater than equal to 0. So whenever we have to use both the things, whether it is x greater than equal to 0 or whether it is y greater than equal to 0, we have to mark in this way. So let us understand once again from here. So if we are given value of x greater than 0, so we can mark in this manner, greater than 0. But here we have to keep some margin because equal to sign is not available. Equal to sign is not there. So there is a bit of margin. So which we have to keep here. Okay. We can easily see the margin. But in the second case where x is not, where x is greater than equal to 0, that means there is no margin left. We don't have to leave the margin. In the third case, where x should be greater than 0 and y also should be greater than 0, that means we have to leave the margin on both the sides. And this is the complete positive for x as well as for y. That is why we have to remain in this area. And in the last case, we have plotted x greater than equal to 0 and also y greater than equal to 0. So that is why they are touching x as well as y axis. Okay, so that is why they are touching the x and y axis. So in short, we have to understand whenever x is greater than 0, that means we have to mark the positive side of x. So in this, we have seen what is the positive side of x. This is the positive of x and this is the positive of x. So this whole will be the area for greater than 0. That means the first quadrant and the fourth quadrant. First quadrant and fourth quadrant. In this, x will be greater than 0. Okay. But when we have to mark x as well as y, both should be greater than 0. That means only and only the first quadrant, because in this first quadrant, both of them are positive. That means greater than 0. All right. So this is a basic thing. Now, let us mark this one. Yes. Now, if we are having one equation, let us say if we are having one equation, y is equal to 6 minus 3x, and we have to plot on the graph. We have to prepare a line on the graph. Then how we can prepare that? So there is one simple rule. We can do that. We can prepare one table. Let's write x and then y. So what we can do first, we can take the value of x. If let's say x is 0, we are taking the random value. If we are taking x as 0, then what will come? So y equal to 6 minus 3 into 0. So it will come as 6. So when x is 0, y will be 6. Then also we can put some other value. Let us put x as 1. If x is 1, so 6 minus 3 into 1. Now the value of y will be 3. So y will become 3. And also we can take one more value. Let's say x is 2. If x is 2, if we are keeping x as 2, then what will happen? Y will become 0. Y will become 0. Okay. So these are the three values. Now how to plot? Let us understand. Okay. Now we can mark the numbers which are required here. So what is the requirement? We are required, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So these are the required numbers. And on y-axis also, we require 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Now we have to plot. Now simply we have to plot when x is 0. When x is 0, y is 6. So this we are plotting first. When x is 0, y is 6. So this will be the point. All right. Then the second one, when x is 1, y is 3. X is 1, y is 3. That means this will be the point. All right. And again, the next one, when x is 2, y is 0. X is 2 and y is 3x. So in this manner, we can easily plot on the graph. All right. Now, let me explain in Hindi also. Those who have not understood in English, let me explain in Hindi also. Now, in this chapter, इस chapter में हमें सबसे पहले क्या करना है? The first requirement जो हमारे पास होगी, equation given रहेगी. जो भी equation given होगी, हम उस given equation से पहले इस table को prepare करेंगे. इस टेबल को हम पहले बना लेंगे. इस टेबल को बनाने के लिए हमें क्या करना है? ऑलवेज x की वैल्यू हम अज्यूम करेंगे तो y की वैल्यू आ जाएगी. और इवन आप ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं, y की वैल्यू अज्यूम करें तो x की वैल्यू आ जाएगी. तो हमने 1 by 1 क्या अज्यूम किया? फर्स्ट टाइम हमने x को पुट किया 0 तो y की वैल्यू 6 आ गई. देन हमने x की वैल्यू पुट किया है 1, देन y कितना आ गया 3, एंड उसके बाद हमने x को पुट किया है 2 तो y की वैल्यू आ गई 0. सो इन दिस मैनर हमने ये पूरी टेबल बना ली. अब इस टेबल को हमें क्या करना है? 1 by 1 प्लॉट करना है ऑन द ग्राफ. तो 1 by 1 हमने सारी मार्किंग्स कर दी एंड उसके बाद सबको कनेक्ट कर देना है. तो जैसे हम कनेक्ट करेंगे, लाइन विल बी फॉर्म्ड. लाइन विल बी फॉर्म्ड. ऑलराइट. नाउ सी व्हाट वी हैव टू डू. According to examination, what kind of questions will be formed? Because we are having MCQ, multiple choice question. So what kind of questions will come in exam? So we don't have to plot in exams. All right. No need to plot. Exam में हमें plot नहीं करना है. Then what will be given? You will be given the equations, you will be given the graph, and you have to find out the correct area, correct graph. Which one is the correct area or the correct graph, correct shaded region that should be required. Or there can be some other type also. What can be other type? The question can ask us to form equation, to form equation. Like one word problem will be given and we have to form different kinds of equations. So that can be also the case. So one is equation will be given, graph will be given, and we have to match them, like which of the following option is correct. Or we can say graph will be given in the question and we have to find out the correct equation, like which is the correct equation for the given graph. So these are the basic three types of question which normally come in our examination. All right. So this is the starting of the chapter. That is why we have understood like how this graph is formed. Okay, because if all basics will be cleared, we will be able to solve each and every question nicely. All right. Okay, some of the students are saying there is no audio, but here I can see the audio. It is coming. Let us check once again. And all others can also comment, like whether you are able to listen my voice or not. Those who are getting my voice can comment so that I can move further. So let's check everyone. Are you getting my voice? Is there any further issue or not? Let's check. Let me check from here also. I can ask the team member. Yes, I'm audible. All fine. That's great. Okay, perfect. So now I was talking about the three variety of question which normally comes in examination. All right. So one is like equation will be given. We have to find the correct graph. Second one will be graph will be given and we have to find out the correct equation. And the third one, we are supposed to form the equation from the given word problem. All right. So, so now this is the thing which we have to do. If let's say the equation is y, if the equation is y is less than equal to 6 minus 3x. Now, this is the inequality. Now, this time there is one inequality that y is less than 6 minus 3x. So, whenever it is less, whenever there is less than or less than equal to sign is given, that means there is the upper limit. This is known as the upper limit, and we cannot exceed this limit. We cannot exceed this limit. That is why we have to be in our limit. We have to remain in our limits. So just because of this, the required area will be always be less than this line. It will always be less than this line. That means we can say towards origin. Whenever there is less than sign, whenever there is less than sign, that means we have to move towards origin. Okay, so whenever there is a less than sign, then we have to move towards origin. All right. But if it is greater than sign, when it is y greater than equal to 6 minus 3x, in that case, we have to move away from origin. So that away part will be the shaded region if it is greater than sign. If it is greater than sign. So always we have to see which inequality sign is given, less than or greater than. So whenever it is less than, we have to move towards the origin. We have to come near the origin. Origin के पास में हमें जाना पड़ेगा. That means the inside sign will be used. But whenever it is more than is there, that means we can move up to infinite. Whenever there is more than, that means we can move up to infinite. That means away from origin we have to go. That means the outside part will be the shaded region. Outside part will be the shaded region. All right. Mahesh is asking about matrices. We have already discussed matrices are not into our syllabus. Okay. So matrices, determinants are no more in our syllabus, and we are doing linear inequalities. All right. Okay. So let us try this example number first. So we now consider this problem of drawing graph of the following inequalities. Now, what kind of equations are given? Let's see. X is greater than equal to 0. Also, y is greater than equal to 0. X is less than equal to 6. Y is also less than equal to 7. And x plus y is less than equal to 12. So initial 4 equations are basically one variable, and the last one is 2 variable. Last one is 2 variable. So whenever we are talking about x and y, which is greater than equal to 0, that means our area will be restricted to first quadrant because both should be positive. So according to x greater than equal to 0 and y greater than equal to 0, this basically implies that the area will come in first quadrant. Area will come in only first quadrant. It cannot go into second, third, and fourth. Now, after that, when we are talking about the first quadrant also, we are given the next value that x should be less than equal to 7. So there is a limit of 6. There is a limit of 6. So we can mark here, like if this is the x-axis, and we have to mark like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is the 6. So at this point, we have to draw a line which is parallel to y-axis. Draw a line which is parallel to y-axis. So that is why this is the equation for x equal to 6. So whenever we are given x is less than equal to sign, first of all, we have to remove the inequality sign and treat it as x equal to 6. Now, since x is equal to 6, we can mark on x equal to 6 and form a line which is parallel to y-axis. Okay. So now we have to mark the shaded region. For shaded region, we are given x is less than equal to 6. Since it is less than, then we have to go towards origin. That means the inside area. So that is why this becomes the shaded region. This is the shaded region because it is completely less than equal to 6 and greater than equal to 0. All right. Similarly, we are given y is less than equal to 7. Y is less than equal to 7. So first of all, convert this into equality sign, y equal to 7. Then mark a point 7 on y. So this is 7. Now, since it is 7, we have to draw a line which is parallel to x-axis, right? Now we have to see the shaded region. What will be the shaded region? It will be less than equal to 7. Less than equal to 7. So this whole portion will be less than equal to 7. this whole portion will be less than equal to 7. All right. And also we are having the other limit which says y should be greater than equal to 0. So this is the basically the middle part where y is from 0 to 7. Here we can say y lies from 0 to 7. And here we can say that x lies from 0 to 6. X is having value from 0 to 6. All right. Okay, now the next equation, which is x plus y is less than equal to 12. So whenever there are two variables, we have to form the table first. So we will write x plus y. Remove the inequality sign first. So it becomes x plus y equal to 12. Now we can take different values. Like if we are taking x as 0. If x is taken as 0, then y will become 12. If we take y as 0, then x will become 12. If we take x as 6, y will become 6, because it is very clear that x plus y is equal to 12. The sum of these two is equal to 12. So if x is 0, y become 12. If y is 0, x become 12. If x is 6, y will be 6. If x is 3, y will be 9, and so on. So in this manner, we can prepare our table. Okay, so this is the first step, converting into equality and prepare the table. After the preparation of table, we have to draw the line just as we did above. All right, so we can mark here all our points, like this is 12, 0, this is 0, 12. And there will be a point in between which will be 6, 6. All right. So in this manner, we can form this line. But what will be the shaded region? What will be the shaded region? For that, we have to see the inequality sign again. So inequality sign is less than. So whenever it is less than, we have to move towards the origin. That means inside area. So this is the inside area. All right. Now what we have to do, we have to combine all the equations in one single graph. In one single graph, we have to combine all of them. So this is the graph where we are combining all the three, right? So this one was x equal to 6, the first line. Then this was the second line where y is equal to 7. And then the third line where x plus y is equal to 12. Now we have to see the common area between them. We have to see the common area between them. So what will be the common area? We can easily mark from here. Like since it will be into the first quadrant, so this will be the common area. This overall will be the common area. So always what we have to do, we don't have to prepare 3-4 graphs always. This is just for explanation. This was the first question. That is why we have discussed in detail. First, we have prepared separate diagrams for each equation. And after that, we have combined them all. So this is the combined diagram. And always in the combined diagram, what we have to do, we have to find the common, we have to find out the common shaded region. You have to find out the common shaded region. All right. So in examination, we are not supposed to prepare this graph. This graph will already be given in the questions or the options. And you have to find out the correct equations relating to that graph. All right. So let me explain in Hindi also. So सबसे पहले इस एग्जाम्पल नंबर 1 में हमें 5 इक्वेशंस गिवन थी. x इज ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0, y ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0, x की वैल्यू लेस देन इक्वल टू 6, y की वैल्यू लेस देन इक्वल टू 7 एंड x प्लस वाई लेस देन इक्वल टू 12. सो वी कैन सी क्लियरली, यहां से हम क्लियरली देख सकते हैं ये x की जो दो लिमिट्स गिवन है, दैट इज x कहां से कहां तक लाई करेगा, 0 से लेके 6 तक. तो इसलिए हमने ये फर्स्ट डायग्राम बना दिया जहां पर x की वैल्यू क्या है, 0 से लेके 6. तो दिस इज द शेडेड रीजन जो हमने फर्स्ट डायग्राम में बनाया. सिमिलरली सेकेंड पार्ट में क्या रिक्वायर्ड था, that y is greater than equal to 0 but less than equal to 7. तो y की वैल्यू कहीं ना कहीं 0 से 7 तक लाई कर रही है. सो यहां पर y 0 है और यहां पर y 7 है. तो इसके बीच का हो गया हमारा रिक्वायर्ड एरिया. दिस इज द रिक्वायर्ड एरिया. और उसके बाद हमने मार्क किया थर्ड वाले को, दैट इज x प्लस वाई जो कि लेस देन इक्वल टू 12 है. तो पहले हम टेबल को प्रिपेयर करेंगे एंड टेबल प्रिपेयर करने के बाद हमने देखा साइन कौन सा था, लेस देन. सो व्हेनेवर देयर इज लेस देन साइन तो हम क्या करेंगे, अंदर वाला एरिया, इनसाइड वाला एरिया मार्क करेंगे. सो इट विल बी टुवर्ड्स द ओरिजिन, जो ओरिजिन की तरफ आएगा. सो दैट विल बी द शेडेड एरिया. ओके. और अब हमने ये तीनों की तीनों मार्किंग्स एक ही ग्राफ के अंदर कर दी है. तो जब एक ही ग्राफ के अंदर हम ये सारी चीजें मार्क करेंगे तो जहां पे तीनों का शेडेड रीजन कॉमन आएगा, दैट विल बी द रिक्वायर्ड एरिया. तो यहां पर हमारा ये जो कॉमन एरिया आ रहा है जो हमने मल्टीपल कलर से मार्क किया है, तो दिस इज द कॉमन रीजन. ऑलराइट. तो यहां तक था हमारा अभी तक बेसिक पॉइंट. नाउ हम ऐसा क्यों करते हैं, व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस, बिकॉज ऐसा करने से वी कैन फाइंड आउट अवर रिक्वायर्ड सोल्यूशन. ओके. like equations को solve करने के there are different methods. We are having different methods to solve the equations. Like we solved in linear equation, we were having quadratic equations. And in quadratic equation, we had discussed about substitution method, elimination method, cross multiplication method. And now here we are having the linear equations method. We can say the graphical method or linear programming method. So this is one more method to solve the equations. All right. Or we can say we are solving basically the inequalities. We are solving inequalities because whenever greater than or less than sign is given, so we have to deal with them with the method of linear programming. That is the graphical method. All right. Now, after this step, what we have to do? So let us clear this. So after this, we have to find out the coordinates. Like as soon as we have found out the common area, we have to find out its coordinates, where the graph is taking turn. Where the graph is taking turn, we have to find the coordinates. So what are those coordinates? This is the first one, 0, 0. This is the second one, 6, 0. Then third one, 6, 6. Fourth one, 5, 7. And the last one, 0, 7. So we have got these 5 points. We have to now choose which of the following option is best, which of the following coordinate will be best. All right. Now, before moving further, let us understand the objective. We have to understand the objective first. The objective function attains a maximum or minimum value at one of the corner points of the feasible solution known as extreme points of the solution set. Now, what this objective function means, let us understand with simple examples. If we are having a factory and we are manufacturing, let's say, clothes. All right, we are manufacturing the clothes. And now what will be the objective function of that factory? The objective can be to maximize the sales. Whenever we are talking about a factory, its objective can be maximize sales. We can maximize sales. Or the objective can be we have to maximize the profit. We can maximize the profit, or we can focus on maximizing the output. That means whenever we are running a factory, we have to focus on some of the maximization things. Like we can increase the sales, we can increase the profit, we can increase the output, or we have to find out the minimum, or we can say the minimization. So we have to focus on the cost, like how cost can be minimized, or let's say the time, how we can produce in the least possible time. So again, we have to minimize. So whenever we are talking about the objective functions, there are only two objectives. One can be the maximization and the other can be minimization. So always we have to see what the question is asking, maximization or minimization. So maximum, always we have to see according to us, like whether it is favorable or not. If the question is talking about sales, of course, maximum sales will help us. If we are talking about the time, that means least time should be taken to produce the output. That means minimization will be used. If we are talking about output, so output should be more and more, more and more. That is why we have to maximize the output. So always see what kind of variable is given. Accordingly, we have to focus on maximization or minimization. Okay, maximization or minimization. Now, let's take this again. Now, from this region, we have found out the different points. The points are, the first point is 0, 0. Second point is 6, 0. Third point is 6, 6. Fourth one, 5, 7. And fifth one, 0, 7. And let us take one objective function so that we can understand it easily. So let me take the objective function. Z equal to 2x plus 2y. Yes. Here, the objective function is Z equal to x plus 2y. And our objective is to maximize. Our objective is to maximize. Now, simply what we have to do, we have to put all these coordinates in the objective function. So if Z is x plus 2y, so let's see what happens. 0 plus 2 into 0. It will be 0. Then 6 and 0 if we are putting, then let's say 6 plus 2 into 0. It will be 6. If we are keeping 6, 6, so 2 plus 12, it will become 18. If we are keeping 7, so 5 plus 2 into 7, it will become 19. And then 0, 7. 0 plus 2 multiplied by 7, it will be 14. Now, since it is the maximization question, we have to see which coordinate is giving the maximum benefit. Which coordinate is giving the maximum benefit. So we can see that out of all these values, 19 is the maximum value. 19 is the maximum value. So we can choose 5, 7. 5, 7. So 5, 7 will give the maximum benefit. Let's say if we are talking about the production and a company is manufacturing two type of product, one is X and second one is Y. But the company don't know how much units we have to produce for X and how much we have to produce for Y. So that is why we have to do this linear programming problem and get the solution. So from this solution, we can find that if we are producing 5 units of X and 7 of Y, it will give the maximum benefit. It will give the maximum benefit. Okay. Anisha is asking, is there any doubt session? Yes, you can ask your queries here. Do not worry. All right. So now In this illustration, we have taken all different varieties. In examination, this is not the single question which is going to come. This is comprised of basically 4 to 5 questions, which we have discussed, because this is the basic format, or we can say this is the basic thing which we are understanding. So that is why we have mixed up all the questions. But now we are going to take separate questions so that it will be easy for anyone to understand. Okay, so let us discuss 3-4 examples and you will get the clarity how we have to solve the question in examination. All right, so let us move towards example number 2. A manufacturer produces 2 products, A and B. So these are the 2 products, A and B, and has his machine in operation for 24 hours a day. The machine is working 24 hours in a day. Production of A requires 2 hours of processing in machine M1. So now we are talking about production A. To produce A, we have to use 2 hours on M1 and also 6 hours in M2. Also, we have to use 6 hours in M2. After that, the product of A will get completed. Similarly, if we are talking about production of B, it requires 6 hours of processing on M1 and 2 hours on M2. This is the requirement of B. Now, the manufacturer earns a profit of rupees 5. This is the third thing which is given, profit of rupees 5 on each unit of A and 2 on each unit of B. Now, how many units of each product should be produced in a day? How many units shall we produce in order to achieve the maximum profit, so that we can achieve the maximum profit? All right. So now the question is very much clear what we have to do. We have to maximize the profit. So we can write maximize. Now the objective function is denoted by Z. So Z is equal to. So what is the objective? We can say, let's say we are producing X1 units of type A. We are producing X1 units of type A and X2 units of type B. So from type A, we will be getting rupees 5 per unit profit. From type A, we will be getting 5 rupees profit. And from type B, we will be getting 2 rupees profit. So with the help of this, we can write the objective function as 5x1 plus 2x2. 5x1 plus 2x2. Okay, this 5 is known as profit of A, 2 is profit of B. This x1 is number of units for A and x2 is number of units for B. And in by adding, we will get the total profit that will become the objective function. Okay, so this is the maximization. Now we have to prepare all other equations. So let us do. Now, when we are talking about the equations, we have to see what is our limitation. Always check what is the limitation, because whenever the problem will be given, the problem will focus on like what thing is limited, because we always read in economics, resources are scarce, resources are limited. So here also we are having a limit. So what is that limit? That the machine can be used 24 hours in a day. So 24 hours is the limit. 24 hours is the daily limit for which machine? For machine M1 as well as for machine M2. So our limitation is M1 and M2 can run for a maximum of 24 hours in a day. they can run up to 24 hours. So if the machine is running for 24 hours, how many units it can process? How many units it can process for A as well as for B? So if we are talking about the A, so machine A takes 2 hours on M1. So only we are talking about M1 now. Machine A requires 2 hours on M1. So we can write 2x1. Machine B, the product B requires 6 hours on M2. Product B requires 6 hours on M2. That is why we are using 6 times of X2. And both these are used on machine M1. That is why we are writing less than equal to 24, because we are having maximum 24 hours and it cannot exceed that. So the correct will be 2x1 plus 6x2. It will be less than equal to 24. Similarly, the second equation is for M2. This equation was for M1. Now for M2. For M2, we can say that product A requires 6 hours on M2. So 6x1. And product B requires 2 hours on M2. So we can write 2x2. And it will be less than equal to 24 again. So this is the limit. This is the limit. So in this way, we can prepare the equations. Now we have to put the non-negative constraints. What does that mean? Since we are talking about the production, can production become negative? No, not at all. That means x will be greater than equal to 0, or we can say the x1 will be greater than equal to 0. And x2 will also be greater than equal to 0, because they cannot be negative. Production cannot be negative. That is why we have to use the non-negative constraints. Okay. So now we can see this is the first equation, the second equation, and the non-negative constraints. All right. So now, if we are talking about the exam question will be this much only. You will be given the word problem and you have to find out which is the correct set of equation. So this will be the correct set of equation and the question will be finished in examination. All right. But if we have to discuss some more things here, then we can we can basically prepare the table from here, like 2x1 plus 6x2 equal to 24. We have converted them into equality, and after that we can derive all the values. Let's write it x1 and x2, x1 and x2. So if x1 is, let's say, 0, if x1 is 0, then x2 will become how much? So 2 into 0 plus 6x2 equal to 24. From here we can say that it will become 4. It will become 4. Now, also we can say that if x2 is 0, then x1 will become 12. So we can find these values and then plot on the graph. Similarly, for second also we can prepare x1 and x2. If x1 is 0, x2 will be 12. And if x2 is 0, then x1 will be 4. So now with the help of this, we can plot on the graph. So there are these two lines. So these two are the plotted lines we can see here. Now, what will be the next thing? Since there is less than sign, so less than sign will go towards the origin. Less than sign will go towards the origin. So we have to see the common area which is going inside. So this will go inside, this will go inside, and it cannot become negative. So that is why this is the required region. This is the required region. And from this region, we can find out all the possible coordinates. Like first one is 0, 0. Second one is 4, 0. Third one is 3, 3. And fourth one is 0, 4. So in this manner, these are the four possible coordinates. These are the four possible coordinates. All right. Now what we have to do, we have to put them in the objective function. So what was the objective function? It was 5x1 plus 2x2. 5x1 plus 2x2. Now let's substitute the value. It will become 5 into 0 plus 2 into 0, that is 0. Then 5 into 4 plus 2 into 0, it will become 20. Then by substituting 3 and 3, 3 and 3, this time we are getting 21. And then 0 and 4, we are getting 8. Now we have to check what was the objective function. Objective was to maximize, to see the maximum value. So we are getting the maximum value at 3, 3. 3, 3. That means we have to produce 3 units of x1 and 3 units of x2. 3 units of x1 and 3 units of x2. All right. So let me explain once again in Hindi. So इस क्वेश्चन में जो गिवन था, हमें दो प्रोडक्ट्स बनाने हैं. फर्स्ट इज ए और दूसरा है बी. दोनों प्रोडक्ट को बनाने के लिए मशीन M1 एंड मशीन M2 का हमें उपयोग लेना होता है. मशीन प्रोडक्ट ए को बनाने के लिए मशीन 1 2 घंटे चाहिए और मशीन 2 6 घंटे चाहिए. प्रोडक्ट बी को बनाने के लिए मशीन फर्स्ट हमें चाहिए कितने घंटे? 2 घंटे, और दूसरी वाली मशीन 6 घंटे चाहिए. तो इस तरह से ये हमारा जो है क्वेश्चंस गिवन है. साथ में हमें गिवन है कि अगर हम प्रोडक्ट ए बनाते हैं तो 5 रुपीज का प्रॉफिट मिलेगा, एंड प्रोडक्शन जो हमारा बी है उससे हमें 2 रुपीज पर यूनिट का प्रॉफिट मिलेगा. तो कौन सा हमें किस क्वांटिटी के अंदर बनाना चाहिए, ये हमें डिस्कस करना है कि हम प्रोडक्ट ए को ज्यादा बनाएं या प्रोडक्ट बी को ज्यादा बनाएं, जिससे हमें मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट हो सके. तो सबसे पहले हमने बनाया ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन, दैट इज z इक्वल टू 5x1 प्लस 2x2. ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन हमने बना दिया, और ये हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या था? मैक्सिमाइज करना, ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रॉफिट अर्न करना. अब हमने सोचा व्हाट इज द लिमिटेशन, हमारे पास क्या कम है? तो मशीन आवर्स हमारे पास लिमिटेड है, वो कम है. तो हमने डिसाइड किया कि लेट्स सी कितना हम बना सकते हैं. तो 2x1 प्लस 6x2 इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 24. फिर सेकेंड मशीन के लिए क्या था? 6x1 प्लस 2x2 इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 24. ये दोनों बन गई हमारी इक्वेशन. और क्योंकि हम प्रोडक्शन की बात कर रहे हैं, सो प्रोडक्शन कैन नेवर बी नेगेटिव, सो इसलिए हमने x1 और x2 को क्या लिया? ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0 लिया है. चलो, ये लेने के बाद हमारा वैसे तो क्वेश्चन फिनिश हो जाता है, बट अगर हमें पूरा कंप्लीट सॉल्व करना है, लास्ट तक जाना है, तो फिर हम क्या करेंगे? गिवन इक्वेशंस को हम इक्वालिटी में कन्वर्ट करेंगे और उससे फाइंड आउट कर लेंगे हमारी टेबल्स. और जैसे ही टेबल आती है, टेबल को हम क्या करेंगे? ग्राफ पे प्लॉट करेंगे, और प्लॉट करने के बाद देखना है कि हमारा रिक्वायर्ड एरिया कौन सा होगा. क्योंकि हमारे पास साइन था लेस देन या लेस देन इक्वल टू, तो ये जाएगा टुवर्ड्स द ओरिजिन, ओरिजिन के पास में. तो जो हमारा कॉमन एरिया है वो हमने मार्क किया, और कॉमन एरिया मार्क करने के बाद ये 4 कोऑर्डिनेट्स हमारे सामने आए. इसमें से हमें देखना है कि कौन से लेवल के ऊपर कौन से कोऑर्डिनेट्स हमें मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट देंगे. तो हमने इन सारे कोऑर्डिनेट्स को ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन में सब्स्टिट्यूट किया, एंड सब्स्टिट्यूट करने के बाद वी हैव सीन लाइक 21 इज द हाईएस्ट वैल्यू, और ये हाईएस्ट वैल्यू हमें मिल रही है 3,3 से. सो द कंक्लूजन इज x1 के हम 3 यूनिट्स बनाएंगे एंड x2 के भी 3 यूनिट्स बनाएंगे. सो दिस विल बिकम द फाइनल कंक्लूजन. ऑलराइट. Yes. So everyone has understood now. So now we are just preparing equation for example number 3. Come on, you can do this. A company produces two products, A and B, each of which requires processing in two machines. So similar question hai abhi tak. The first machine can be used at most 60 hours. This is for the first machine. तो limitation कहाँ पे है? First machine में क्या limit है? We can use up to 60 hours. Now, what is the limitation for second? The second machine can be used for at most 40 hours. So this is the limit for the second machine. Now let us go to the product. Product A requires 2 hours on machine 1, 2 hours on machine 1, and 1 hour on machine 2, 1 hour on machine 2. And B requires 1 hour on machine 1 and 2 hours on machine 2. Now we have to express all these information in the form of linear inequalities. So let us assume that X number of units will be produced for A and Y number of units will be produced for B. So we can assume X and Y, we can assume X1, X2, we can assume A and B, anything, whatever we feel like. Okay, there is no issue. So now we have to form the equation and see. So the limitation is about the first machine and second machine. So let us see about the first machine. A required 2 hours on machine 1. So 2 hours, and for A, it is the X units. B requires 1 hour on machine 1. So we can write 2x plus y. And since the maximum time is 60 hours, so it will be less than equal to 60. Similarly, we can form the second one also. For second, so machine A, so the product A requires 1 hour on machine second. So we can write X, and product B requires how much? 2 hours on machine 2. So we can write 2y. And the total time available with machine 2 is 40 hours. So X plus 2y is less than equal to 40. ये दोनों हमारी इक्वेशन बन गई. साथ में ऑलवेज क्या लगाएंगे? सिंस ये प्रोडक्शन है, so x should be greater than equal to 0 and y also should be greater than equal to 0. So these are the non-negative constraints. Okay. So now, before moving towards example number 4, where we can take a small break of 5 minutes and come back. Okay. So let's take a break and come back in 5 minutes. So example number 4, we are going to start. Come on. So example number 4 says a fertilizer company produces 2 types of fertilizer, which is the grade 1 and grade 2. Each of these types is processed through 2 critical chemical plant units. So grade 1 and grade 2 both have to pass through plant units. Plant A has maximum of 120 hours available in a week. So plant A is having a limitation of 120 hours in a week, whereas plant B is having 180 hours available in week. So these are the limitations of A and B. Now we are given 1 bag of grade 1st fertilizer require 6 hours on plant A, 6 hours on plant A, and 4 hours on plant B. Similarly, second grade required 3 hours on plant A and 10 hours in plant B. 10 in plant B, and simply we have to express. Now, clearly, now what I have done, I have marked with different colors. So you also can mark in the question with different kind of style. Like you can try the zigzag one and the straight line, so that it is easy to understand and it will be easy to find out the figures. Otherwise, we have to read again and again, again and again. But if you are marking with a different way, you don't have to read again, and you have to simply compile and prepare the equation. So you can see clearly I have used different pens here. That is why I am able to mark for plant A easily. So this is for the plant A. So I can prepare the equation for plant A now. 6x1 plus 3x2. And the limitation is less than equal to 120. Similarly, for plant B, I can prepare 4 and 10. So 4x1 plus 10x2, which is less than equal to 180 hours. Okay. And also the non-negative one, x1 and x2 should be greater than equal to 0. All right. So these were the word problems, and we can find out the equation in the simple manner. Now let us do the example number 5. Graph the inequalities and mark the common region. Now we have to understand how we have to mark the graph. Okay. So here there is the first equation, then the second equation, and other two are non-negative constants. Okay. So now for first equation, we have to convert it into the equality and prepare the table. Similarly, for second also, we are converting into equality and preparing the table. So this is always the first step. Now, after preparing, we have to mark on the graph. So now you already know about the markings. So this we are not discussing how to mark. We have already discussed in 2-3 questions. Now let us mark with different colors so that it becomes easy. For the first one, it is 5x1 plus 4x2. So this is the line. This is the first equation, and this one is for second equation. And now we have to see what is the sign. In both the cases, we can see there is more than sign. Here also it is more than sign. So whenever the sign is more than, the required area will be outside. That means away from origin, away from origin. So this will be the required area. And since we have to see the common part will be above this green line. So this will be the common portion, the common shaded region. All right. So हमें always ऐसा area find करना है जो कि दोनों equations के लिए क्या हो, common हो. तो second equation क्योंकि नीचे lie कर रही है, तो जो उसके ऊपर वाला area है, that means इन दोनों के middle वाला area, this will not be common. So this area, which I'm marking with blue, this is not the common area. This area only belongs to the first equation. Only belongs to first equation. But जो हमने red से mark किया है, the one which we have marked with red, this resembles the both equations. That is the first as well as the second one. So this is the required area. Okay, this is the required shaded region. All right. Karthik says it's so easy. Yes, it's so easy to solve in exam also. Just we have to understand 3-4 questions in the beginning, and after that it becomes very much easy for us. All right. Now let me take example number 7. Draw the graph of the following inequalities. So again, we are having x plus y less than equal to 4. This is the first one. Then the second one, x minus y less than equal to 4. And the third says x should be greater than equal to minus 2. So one by one, we have to convert them into equality and form the table. So this is the first, this is the second equation, and x minus y is equal to 4. Now we can put the values, like if y is 0, x becomes 4. And if x is 0, then y becomes minus 4. We have just plotted this value. Now after this plotting, what will happen? Let's see. Let's plot the line diagram on the graph. So this is the line x minus y, which is less than equal to 4. For the second one also, we can prepare the table, and it is 0, 4 and 4, 0. So we can prepare this, and this is the second one. All right. And now the third one. The third one is x greater than equal to minus 2. So minus 2 is on the negative side. So this is the line. This red one is minus 2. And since it is greater than, so we have to see the forward area. That means towards the origin. Towards the origin. Now we have to see what is the common region. So this is for the red one. For the green one, we have to mark green one was less than, sorry, x minus y is less than equal to 4. So x minus y, since it is less than, we have to go towards the origin. So this is towards origin, towards origin, towards origin. And for the next one, that means x plus y less than equal to 4. So since it is also less than, this will also be towards the origin. So overall, there will be a small triangle in between. There will be a small triangle in between. So let me remove all these colors and see the final shaded region. The final shaded region. So we can easily see the final shaded region in this. We can mark them. So this is the inside one, this is outside one, and this is inside one. So overall, this is the required area which we can see here. All right. So in exam, when we talk about the questions, normally we get 1 or 2 questions, not more than that, but maximum it can be 1 or 2 questions. Okay, now let us check this example number 8. Draw the graph of the following linear inequalities. So here we are given 3 equations, 1, 2, and 3. And we have to form the graph for all of them. So what is the most important thing is the sign. That is less than equal to 100, greater than equal to 40, and less than equal to 75. Less than equal to 75. So what is the first step? Prepare the table and mark the lines. All right, that is the easiest thing which we can do. Now, after that, let us discuss. This is the first one. This is the first line. Then the second line. This one is the second line with green color, and third one, this one with blue color. So these are the three lines. Now with the red one, this is, let's mark, this is the red one. Then second one is blue. So second one was green and third one was blue. Now for the red one, there is the first equation, there is less than equal to 100. Since it is less than equal to 100, so this red color will move inside. This red color will move inside. All right, you can see this red will be moved inside. Then 5x plus y greater than equal to 40. That means the green one. This green one will go outside, away from origin. This will be outside, that is away from origin. And the blue one, it is less than equal to 75. That means inside. The blue will be having inside. Now, from all these three, we can see the common portion. We can see the common portion. That means which is inside red, inside blue, but outside green. So when we are talking about this, we are getting this as the shaded region. This is the region which is satisfying all the three. Which is satisfying all the three. So this is the common region. All right. Clear? Okay, similar is example number 9. So in this example also, we are given two equations of x and y, then separate for x and y, and then non-negative constants. So first of all, prepare the table and form the lines. So these are the lines. So let us mark with different colors. First one is y equal to 2 to 5. Then x equal to 175. Now, since it was less than 2 to 5, the question said y is less than 2 to 5. So less than means it will go towards the origin inside, and y is less than 175. So it will also go towards the origin. So both are going inside. Both are going inside. So let us mark the inside area. So this is inside, and this one also goes inside. Okay. Now, what about the other equation? Let's check. This is 7x plus 4y equal to 1400. Now, what is the sign for this? 7x plus 4y. We are having less than equal to 1400. All equations are having less than sign. So whenever all equations are having less than sign, the area will be attached to x-axis as well as y-axis. That means the inside area will be there, because all the equations are moving towards the origin. All the equations will have the common area towards the origin. So let us check the common area. So it will be this one. We can mark here. So this is the common area which we have marked here, because all are moving towards the origin. All right. So we can understand clearly in this manner. Now, Now we are having example number 10. This is again almost the similar kind of example. Just we have to see which area is inside or outside. So let us see from this graph only. The first equation, then the second one, then this is the third one, and then the fourth one. Okay. Now let us see which are having less than and more than. So this is less than, and less than. Three equations are pointing inside, that is towards the origin, and one equation is pointing away from origin, which is x plus y greater than equal to 1. So this is the one which is pointing away from origin. So that is why the marking will be away from origin. But for all others, the marking will be like inside. It is inside. For this also it will be inside. For red also it will be inside. So the inside area becomes the common area. This is the common area. Okay. This becomes the common region. All right. So now we are having example number 11 as well. And after that, we will move towards the exercise. So basically this chapter is a small chapter, and the next which we are going to take is one of the most important chapter. The next chapter will be most important, and its weightage is 12 to 16 marks. One single chapter having the weightage of 12 to 16 marks, and that chapter is time value of money. Time value of money. So it will be the most important chapter. So it is better to inform all your friends, relatives, whosoever are pursuing CA Foundation. So you can inform them for this upcoming session. And this session will be on 30th, that is the day after tomorrow. 30th, day after tomorrow. So it is a very big chapter and very interesting chapter as well, and 100% scoring. We can even score full marks in this chapter. All right. So you all have to be present in that session. All right. So it is 12 to 16 marks, time value of money. Okay. Now let us take 11th. Two machines, first and second, produce two grades of plywood, grade A and grade B. So these are the two grades. In 1 hour of operation, machine first produces 2 units of grade A. In 1 hour, machine 1 is producing what? 2 units of grade A and 1 unit of grade B. While machine 2 in 1 hour of operation produces 3 units of grade A and 4 units of grade B. The machines are required to meet a production schedule of at least 14 units of grade A. Now see, what is the limitation? What are the constraints? It says at least 14 units of grade A. That means it is the minimum requirement. So grade A should be even more than equal to 14, because now it is not at most. We are given at least. So whenever there is at least, we have to use greater than equal to sign. And when it is at most, we have to use less than equal to sign. Okay. And also 12 units for the grade B. Now we have to express them and draw the graph. To simple, it is very much simple, because since it is at least, so we have to use the greater than equal to sign. So that is why we have taken the time, which is 2 units of grade A and also 1 hour of operation on the second one. So machine 1 produces 2 units of grade A and 1 unit of grade B. Similarly, the next machine, machine second, in 1 hour of operation produces 3 of grade A and 4 of grade B. So by combining this, we can form our simple equation, that is 2x plus 3y should be greater than equal to 4. This is for the grade A. This is for the grade A on both the machines. Similarly, for grade B on both the machine, the equation will be x plus 4y should be greater than equal to 12. So just remember, at least, whenever it is at least, use greater than equal to sign. Okay. Now, after forming these two equations, we can prepare the table and then mark the area. Since both of them are having greater than sign, so whenever both of them are having greater than sign, it will be away from origin. And since it is away from origin, the region will be the total outside part. This will be the shaded region. All right. Okay, so now let us do this exercise number 3A. Question first and then first part. An employer recruits experienced. So experience, it says X, and fresh workmen, that is Y, for his firm, under the condition that he cannot employ more than 9. What is the limitation? He cannot employ more than 9 people. So X and Y can be related by the inequality. So what will be the inequality? Since he cannot employ more than 9, but he can employ less than or equal to 9. So what can be the equation? So we know X plus Y. In total, it can be less than or equal to 9. So which one will be correct? Which one will be correct? Clearly, we can say that option number B is correct. And also it is having the non-negative constant because it cannot be negative. X cannot be negative and Y also cannot be negative. Second part. Pushpa is again asking about matrices. See, I have told you again many times that matrices is not in our syllabus. It has been completely deleted from our syllabus. Okay. So if you are having matrices chapter in your book, delete from the index. All right. Okay, Thamis has given answer for question number 1 to 5. Great. Now, second part of question number 1. On the average, experienced person does 5 units of work. On an average, experienced are doing 5 units of work, while fresh one is doing 3 units of work daily. But the employer has to maintain an output of at least 30 units. What is the minimum requirement? Is the 30 units of work per day. So in this situation, how many workers he has to keep, experienced or fresher? So we have to prepare the equation for this. The equation will be very much simple. That is the 5x, we can say 5x plus 3y, because 5 units by experience and 3 units by unexperienced. And the total should be greater than equal to 30 because it is at least. That is why we have to use greater than equal to. All right. So we have used this sign. And also we can say that X and Y should be greater than equal to 0. That is why option number C is correct. Okay, now you can try the third part. I'm giving you 1 minute. You can try the third part and let me know the answer. Come on. The third part. The rules and regulation demand that the employer should employ not more than 5 experienced hands. 2. One fresh hand, and this fact can be expressed as. So we can take experience. Let's see if anybody has answered. Yes, someone has given option number C. Okay. Let us see. Now, X is for experienced and Y is for unexperienced, or we can say the fresher. Okay. Now what we have to see? We have to see the condition. He cannot employ more than 5. So experienced will be less than equal to 5. Experience will be less than equal to 5. And what about the fresher? Fresher is 1 only. Fresher is equal to 1. All right. Now what we can do, if we divide 5 on both the sides, we will get X upon 5 will be less than equal to 1. Simply, we have taken 5 on the other side. It will become X upon 5 less than equal to 1. Less than equal to 1. Now, in place of 1, we can write it as Y, because Y is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1. So, we can write X upon 5 will be less than equal to Y. Or we can also write as X will be less than equal to 5Y. So we can write in both the ways. And now see which option is getting matched. Option number A is getting matched and option number C is also getting matched. So both the options A as well as C are correct. A as well as C are correct. So most of you have given answer C, some of you have given answer A, and both of them are correct. A as well as C. All right. So Shikha has given Kaushik, Chandan, Mahesh, Mayur, Vishal, Hira, Sejal, Dharmendra, Dhruvit, Karishma, Nancy, then Rafat, Ruchita, Petal Davla, Shifa. Yes, great everyone. Shashi, Dharya. Nice. So let us do this fourth one. The union, however, forbids him to employ less than 2 experienced person to each fresh person. It is almost similar. This situation can be expressed as less than 2 experience. So experience is X and it is less than 2. It may be like less than 2, less than or equal to 2. And for fresh person, what is the fresh? That is Y. Y is equal to 1. So we can write X by 2 less than equal to 1. And in place of 1, again we can write Y. So it will be X less than equal to 2Y, or X by 2 is less than equal to Y. So which one is correct? Which one is correct? So we can clearly see that B and C both are the same options or the different one. Both are having same values, but sign is different. One is towards X by 2 and second one is towards Y. So which one will be correct? The fourth part. So since Y is greater, so that is why we can say it will be option number C. Then the fifth one, the graph to express the inequality X plus Y less than equal to 9. See, now we have to mark, we have to see which one marking is correct. Less than equal to 9. Less than 9 means the inside area. Now, which is the inside area? Clearly, we can see option number A is having the inside area. because B is having outside area, that is incorrect. C has not marked the area, that is also incorrect. So option number A will be correct. Now the sixth one, the graph to express inequality. 5x plus 3y greater than equal to 30. Now this time there is greater than equal to 30. So since it is greater than equal to 30, what we have to see, the outside area. Outside area will be the marked area. So we can see option number C as outside, B is having inside, A is not having the marked area. So clearly option number C will be correct. So you can see now it is very much easy to plot like which one will be the correct option. Now for the seventh one, the graph to express the inequality. Y is less than equal to half. Y is less than equal to half. Now it is less than equal to half, that means it will be inside area. The area will be inside. But now we have to also see that how line will be formed. It will be a vertical line parallel to y-axis, or a horizontal line which is parallel to x-axis, or it will pass from origin. Now we can clearly see that option number B, C and D are having similar kind of line. B and D are having similar line, and C is having a different line, A is having different line. So now what we have to do, we can clearly see that this line will happen only when x is equal to 0 and y is having any value. So this cannot be the result. Okay, like say if it is 5, then this is the y less than equal to 5, but this is not the case. Now the second one is having area outside, but since it is less than will have inside the area. Since the line is passing from the origin, though we have to be careful for marking the area. So line is crossing the origin, so always see it is less than, then go below, and if it is more than, then we have to see above. So since it is less than, so B will be incorrect. In option number C also, we can clearly see that the marking is going outside. So it is also incorrect. And in option number D, the marking is going inside. So that is why option number D is correct. Okay. Now check the eighth one. Eighth one is having 4 equations, and you have to see which inequality is correct. Which set of inequality is correct? A, B, C, D, E, which one is correct? You have to see that. Now, clearly we can see that the shaded area is marked in between. It is not completely inside, it is not completely outside. So accordingly, we can judge some of the lines are indicating inside towards the origin. Which are those lines which are indicating towards the origin? So we can see that this line number 1, is having the area outside. So line number 1 will be having more than sign, greater than equal to sign. Line number 2 is having area on left hand side. Left hand side, that means inside. So L2 will be having less than equal to sign. It will be having less than sign. Then L3 is having the area outside part, in having its area in outside part. So L3 will be having greater than equal to sign. And then L4 is having the area inside. Since it is inside, so we will mark as less than. It will be less than. Now we can see this combination. So where we are getting this combination, let us see. First one is having greater than. Yes, in option B we are having greater than. Second one will be having less than. So it is less than. Third one is having greater than. Yes, it is greater than. Fourth one is having less than, it is less than. Yes, option B is satisfying all. Option B is satisfying all and others are not able to satisfy. So B will be correct. Option number B will be correct. All right. Okay, some of you are asking about question number 7th part. So let me explain once again. See, in question number 7, what it is given y, it is less than equal to 1 by 2x. Since it is 1 by 2 of x, that means what we can say, the value of the line will be for x and y. It cannot be like horizontal, that is parallel to x-axis, because when y is less than equal to any value, let's say 2, 3, 4, it will become horizontal. But when both the variables are into equation, when both the variables are given, the line cannot be horizontal. So that is why option number A is incorrect. When we are talking about option number B, so we are having sign of less than equal to, but option number B is indicating more than, that is the outside part it is indicating. So B will be incorrect. While talking about C, C is also indicating outside region. So C will also be incorrect. And in option number D, this is indicating the inside region. That is why D will be correct. Okay, Harshita is asking if two options are correct, then which we should tick in the exam. See, if two options are correct, you can tick any of them. Okay, so sometimes it may happen because of any error. So you can tick any one option. Don't take two options, just take any of one option which you feel is correct. All right. Okay, now the second question, we have to form the equation. A dietitian wishes to mix together two kinds of food so that the vitamin content of the mixture is at least 9 units of vitamin A. So this is the basic limit. We have to put 9 units at least of vitamin A, at least 7 of B, at least 10 of C, and at least 12 of D. These are the constraints. Now, vitamin content per kg of each food is given below. So there are two varieties of food, food 1 and food 2. And all the vitamins are given A, B, C, and D. So each food is having 4 kind of vitamins in the given ratio. So we have to prepare the equation. So first equation is for A. So A is having a constant of 9. Second will be for B. B is having a constant of 7. C is having constant of 10. And D is having the constant of 12. So according to this constraint, we have to prepare the equation. And since it is at least, the sign will be greater than equal to. So let us check which one is correct. First one says 2x plus y less than 9. No, less than will be incorrect. Then 2x plus y greater than equal to 30. No, 30 is not correct. The limit is 9. C option, 2x plus y greater than equal to 9. Yes, okay. For B, 1 and total is at least 7. So x plus y greater than equal to 7. Correct. For C, x plus y less than equal to 10. See, it was 1 and 2 and it is saying y. So this one is incorrect. So C also becomes incorrect. Now for D, we can check 2x plus y greater than 9 is correct. Second is correct. Now for the third one, x plus 2y is greater than equal to 10. Yes, this one is correct. And also for the fourth one, 2x plus 3y is greater than equal to 12. And then non-negative constant. Hence, option number D will be correct. Option number D will be correct. All right. Now, in question number 3, you can clearly see all the lines are marking outside. That is away from origin. So So since it is away from origin, we can clearly see that it will be having the more than equal to sign. It will be having the more than equal to sign for all the lines, whether it is L1, L2, L3 or L4. So we have to select greater than sign for all of them. So let's see which of the option is having greater than sign. So we can clearly see that option A is having less than, incorrect. Option B is also having less than, incorrect. But option number C is having all the signs as greater than equal to. So that is why option number C will be the correct answer. C is the correct answer. All right. Now the next one, the common region satisfied by the inequalities. Now we have to see the common region for the four equations. Okay. Though again, we have to focus on the sign. So let us focus on the sign. First is having greater than equal to sign. Second one is also greater than. Third one is also greater than. And fourth one is less than. So since these three are having greater than, so these three will have mark outside. This will mark outside. And the fourth one is having less than sign, so it will move inside. So three outside and one inside. So let's see which is showing that one. So if we are choosing option number A, the line number 4 is having area inside, that is on the left hand part we can see inside L4, and all other L1, L2, L3 are having the area outside. So clearly option number A is correct. If we see option number B, all are marking outside, so it will be incorrect. If we see option number C, all are marking inside, it will also be incorrect. So hence we can say that option number A is the correct option. All right. Now the fifth one, the region indicated by the shading in the graph is expressed by inequalities. Now see, we can see that one is having area inside and other is having area outside. So one will be less than, another will be more than. So let's see which of the following option will be correct for question number 5. So also we are having some of the values, we can see 2 and 2. 2 and 2. That means the sum x1 plus x2 is less than equal to 2. If this is the equation, yes, it can satisfy 2 and 2 because this 2 means 2, 0 as the coordinate. This 2 means 0, 2 as the coordinate. And both of them satisfies this equation. And when we talk about the second one, that is 4 and 4, so the coordinate will be 4, 0 and 0, 4. So if we substitute in the second one, that is 4, 0 or 0, 4, it is again satisfying. That means option number A is correct. Option number A will be correct. All right. Now let us come towards question number 6. So in 6 we are having further 3 parts, and again we have to mark the shaded region, which one of the shaded region is correct. The first part simply says x1 greater than equal to 0 and x2 greater than equal to 0. Since both of them are greater than equal to 0, we already have discussed this will come into the first quadrant because both are more than 0. So hence option number B is the perfect answer. Okay. Okay. Arbaz says, how to know which line indicates a greater than or less than sign? See, whenever there is a line and the shaded area is on the left hand side, it shows less than. And whenever the area is on the right hand side of the line, it shows greater than, or we can say more than. All right. So in this way, you can understand. Now let us take a different one, if any. Now all these questions are almost similar. Let us try the question number 8. A firm makes two types of products, type A and type B. The profit of product A is rupees 20 each. The profit from A is rupees 20 each unit, and for B it is rupees 30 per unit. Both the types are processed on the 3 machines. They are getting processed on 3 machines, M1, M2 and M3. The time required in hours by each product and the total time available in hours per week on each machine is given. Okay, so product A requires 3 hours on M1, 5 on M2 and 2 on M3. Similarly, product B requires, and the total available time is given. So now what is the constraint? What is the limitation? The limitation is about time. M1 is having 36, M2 is having 50 and M3 is having 60. So this is the available limit. All right. Now, according to this, we have to prepare. So this is the maximum limit. So since it is the maximum limit, we have to see less than equal to sign. And how do we know that it is less than? Since it is the available time. The available time is 36. That means more than 36 is not available. Less than is available, but of course, more than 36 is not available. So simply we have to use less than equal to sign. So what we are going to do here, so 3 of x1 plus 3 of x2 will give less than equal to 36. Similarly, 5 of x1 plus 2 of x2 will give less than equal to 50. And then the third one, 2 of x1 plus 6 of x2 will give less than equal to 60. So these are the all possible equation, and also x1 and x2 should be greater than equal to 0. So all these are given in option number C. So hence option number C will be correct. C will be correct. All right. Now, similarly, you can try now question number 9 and 10. They are almost similar to what we have done in this chapter. So overall, in this chapter, what is the most important thing is the shaded region. We have to find the shaded region. It will be less than or more than. So whenever it is less than, always mark inside. That means towards the origin. And whenever it is more than, always mark outside, that is away from origin. All right. And whenever there are 2 or more equations, we have to find out the common area between them. Always we have to find out the common area between them. So that is the simple requirement of this chapter. So now what you have to do today, so your today's task will be, you have to try all the illustrations and all the back questions from the study material, and these are almost sufficient for examination. All right. So you can do all these practice all today, because we have discussed today, you will be able to apply all those concepts easily. All right. So in next session, we will be discussing about the most important thing, that is the time value of money. Time value of money. Okay. So this was from my side.